Could be a Jace top, but it's gonna be the Mundo! That's the first Mundo game in Europe!
I'm ready for it now. If you are not familiar, Mundo got a pretty decently sized rework. His Q and his R are essentially the same. His passive is very different. All of his other abilities.
His R is different, because now I believe he doesn't actually give up or do run bot level 1 plays toward base, swap the sweeper, they have bush control. So that's the reason they have to push in bots, but eyes on mid, Caps
Ward hop,
could be in
Caps
danger.
gonna be in trouble, that's gonna be a knock. Easy CC, easy follow, flash forward with the E, clean combo, first blood for Vetheo.
Caps really struggling there, level 2 basically means, yeah,
it
canister, then he only can get, if he gets CC'd and it prevents it, then he picks up the canister, he'll have about 3 seconds downtime before he can stop the CC again. Jankos finding Razork in the river here over crab.
Back, Jankos definitely gonna be in trouble here, Lucian certainly wins out on these duels. Mykix on the way in, the flash over though, Razork is not done yet, Mickey there, Blast Cone gonna save the day. Razork, is he gonna follow? Diana level 6, massive in these fights, finally giving her access to a bit more CC.
Yeah, Razork always dashing through mid. Caps doesn't go away though, so he's going aggressive.
Good calling, Caps is gonna fully commit. One auto, the flash out from Vetheo. Just to dodge the Ardent Blade.
He's going to trade it for a Herald, has lots of vision towards the top side, has the top push. So these junglers playing around the lanes which have to push, and they need the help.
No, 600, but, or at least 300 rather. That said, having the Infernal Drake slowly stacking towards that soul win condition when you have champions like a Diana who is going to thrive in those team fights.
Razork's hovering around. Jankos is nearby, but Vander's on the way too. He's going to face check Mickey here.
He has to be careful here.
3v3.
Needs to be able to proc. Back away. He has proc the Aftershock. That's going to be big. Caps now run for the hill. That's the ulti coming in. Caps incredibly low. They're now chasing. Razork should be an easy follow-up. Kick over the wall. Finishes him off, and Razork grabs it.
Yeah, too much burst coming out of the Syndra. Caps had out at the start of it. Actually, Mickey's 2 levels down. He needs to get a little bit of his mid XP so he can get level 6, but they're just going to pop their Herald. Rekkles is pushing out bot. Wunder's trying to collapse now.
Razork can follow up, but he doesn't really have any CC. Wunder can just keep walking forward. He can ignore any potential Lee Sin kit coming out, so Razork is forced to flash away. That's the power of the new Mundo.
Coming back.
Good damage now coming in. Mundo starting to chase. Has the ulti activated. He's now chasing down. They're looking to run. They're looking to fully commit here. Good damage on Vander. He will be sacrificed. Buys as much time as he can, but G2 fire back. Get a kill of their own. Herald's still moving in mid lane, though. Looks like it got a little bit more damage down.
It's all about mid lane again still. Trying to get this mid tier 1, and G2 don't want to give it up. Trying to defend it. Rekkles has had bot push the whole game long. It's just been like a farming fiesta in the bot side and the top side of the map. Vetheo
slowed down there by the solar flare. He's going to fully commit here. Dash forward from Caps. That's the Gale Force. Good damage to come through. Nothing Vander can do.
And now Caps really far ahead in this mid lane. 2 kills. Got a shutdown to himself now. Up in CS.
Holding on despite the early deficit. Now it's Kobbe who's in trouble. He's going to be forced to burn literally everything to make it out of that one. That's the flash, the cleanse, the ultimate. But now Vander's going to be in trouble. Wunder is on the way in. Once Mundo is on top of you, you are not getting away. Mundo still going where he pleases. Even after the changes, still not going over walls, however. So the flashes and the dashes.
But summoners Kobbe, I think he's just dead here. There's no TPs either.
No sums. Just gonna back away, but Razork on the way. So G2 not gonna overcommit. They grab the tower, however, and again, G2 now pulling ahead in gold.
Yeah, they had a ward on their red buff. I think they spotted Razork moving down, so they just decided to go for the tower instead.
I really like the corporate.
Horizon reference yesterday, or
bro, yeah. I mean, if it spits for Wunder, Mickey again going in though. The knockback is there, but it's too little. Mickey too clean on these ganks.
G2 firing back in this mid lane.
Twice in the early game was big, but Mickey has been chain ganking mid lane, and now Caps is starting to pull ahead. Not someone you want to give any advantages to. Gale Force out of safety, getting away from Razork. Razork, no room to find the kick. Dash in, Gale Force is there, but he's kicking. He's going to try to finish the job. He gets knocked back. Rekkles saving his mid laner, keeping him alive. The flash forward, 1-2 autos. The explosive charge. Bye-bye.
There's to be happy from Rekkles. He gets
more from G2. Yes, not ideal to fall behind in the early game, but making the most of that Mundo. He's going to feel pretty unkillable. Only real big source of magic damage is the Syndra, and Mundo naturally pretty good against.
Ahead in levels, 2 levels up onto Kobbe. 20 CS up, he's been pushing in bot all game long. Wunder the same on top, just pushing in. Now he's taking the tower, and he's in his tri-bush. He's going to use the Herald on bot tier 2, so that's going to keep the push up. And they're going to force the dragon now.
Misfits trying to fight for mid-priority. In the meantime, they're just going to shred through this dragon. You've got 3 high DPS champions just burning through this objective. Misfits are going to try to commit for it. Razork can just go into the pit. I don't know if it's worth it to go in. Jankos going to take that one. Clean on the smite to make sure it goes down. G2 seeing Anathema's chains on the enemy team. That's going to be difficult to survive. Vander is there to body block, but even he is a very squishy cow. There's no more tower there, and he's just going to start to get run down. They finally knock back the Mundo, but G2 there, an unstoppable onslaught. Razork's been caught. Now what was he even doing there?
I think Razork was perhaps looking for some kind of kick. If G2 overcommitted through mid, maybe he could get a kick onto Caps or Rekkles, but they have no vision. They have no way. It looks like Vetheo low, cancelled his recall, has TP. HiRit's going for bot wave. They're just going to give this up.
G2 playing very clean in this game. Yes, it was a rocky early game, but the chain gang's coming in from Mickey. Jankos has been everywhere he needs in this mid game. Wunder after
the Baron creeps. That should be enough for G2 can take down these tier 2s. Mid lane should pull now, and they can move into top with that wave. I think Mickey just acting as a bridge so he can escort Rekkles up there. Three pushed in this mid wave.
Makes caps on the top side. Again, lots of very high damage champions on this lineup can shred through these objectives very, very quickly. Jankos gonna back away just in time, make sure there's no room to find any kind of, make sure the tenacity on Kobbe is also reduced for anybody, effectively. And this game is just very hard for Misfits to play out. HiRit now going for a big dunk, though. Maybe he can get something done, but it's Rekkles over the wall. Free hitting, big haymaker, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Razork trying to find the kick. Wunder untouched on the front line. That's the Mundo we know and love, as Jankos whiffs the ult on the back side. I think maybe lost vision there for a second as he wanted to.
Wunder's absolutely unkillable. They're going to get themselves a Mountain Soul, so now he's definitely unkillable. And G2 can now proceed to get the second Baron in 2 minutes.
Set up DMC. Okay, we'll take it down a notch.
Jankos is going to find a wild Razork here.
That's a little Pokeball. Sin. Oh, Diana manages to miss there. Razork trying to get something done. Luckily has the team in the area. Jankos' ults. Not
See
quite
how long he can live with the Stone Blade, with the Soul. They're just going to force it. Misfits, you've got to answer as soon as we force this up. Are you going to look for a steal? Are you going to look for the fight? Jankos is in a great position.
They're waiting off to the side. Can they get anything done? 5K, it's getting lower. Razork would need to be a miracle play, but they're just pulling away from the Baron and they're turning for the fight instead. Wunder on the front line, Caps laying down the calling. Vander just getting shredded through. That's the Ignite ticking. Dash forward on the Gale Force. Solar Flare. It's HiRit in the midst of the back line, but HiRit can't get anything done. Pulls forward. He's going to dunk him down back over the wall. He wants to turn it back. HiRit wants to get something done, but he does not have the necessary damage. Razork manages to land the kick back. Razork manages to find a kill, but it's just not enough. Rekkles, Wunder, Mykix, Caps, everybody is still up except for Jankos. And Wunder...
3 members of Misfits die. Jankos ends up dying as well, but that's going to be Baron regardless. 1-4 coming in again. 1 member mid, 4 members bot. When this next wave comes in, they can start to hit the towers.
Big Vetheo just getting shredded by Caps. Kobbe's going to step forward, but I don't know if that's going to work out for him. Jankos getting knocked back, but he still manages to find the kill. Goes golden with the stopwatch. HiRit can try to commit for this one. Pulls back on the haymaker. Now going to dunk him in the midst of the team. Caps getting out of the fight. Caps still alive. Razork getting cut down. HiRit forced to flash away. Rekkles leaping forward. He's feeling confident. But Misfits are just forced back. Wunder remains at full health. Rekkles and Caps also healing up, and G2 are just breaking down the base.
Yeah, 1 for 1. They should be able to move mid here. I think Wunder can just tank the inhib tower while his team kills it because it's low HP. Wunder is pretty much unkillable at this point, and I think he's the biggest issue that Misfits are running into because they can't play front to backs when their carries can't get through the tanks. So, yeah, G2 shred through HiRit. They shred through Razork. They have to duck and dive around the fights, but Wunder could just stand there and press emotes from Vander could be massive. G2,
burn it.
Both of their carries are right next to each other.
If Misfits burn it without giving up any major cooldowns, maybe they can turn and burn. Maybe they can win the fight. Misfits have the Elder. Is that going to be enough? Vander off on the flank. The rest of Misfits can now fully commit. The calling comes out. Vander might just get immediately taken down. Mykix still in the midst of the entire team. Jankos off to the side. Eyes on Jankos, but the knockback is there. Jankos getting burned down by the Elder Dragon buff. Misfits, they're making it work. Caps on the run. Kobbe in the back line. Elder Dragon doing work. Burned down 1 by 1. Misfits were 10K down, but the Elder Dragon wins them the fight.
G2 dropped the ball for a couple of seconds and Misfits find something. They managed to get themselves an Elder Dragon. 40 seconds on G2 and they have a mid-wave. I think they just have to commit to an end. There's no way they're going to get a fight like that ever again.
Caedrel was ready for the 2-minute G2 victory lap. I thought we'd get to sing the praises of Caps, how G2 solo lanes were stepping up. But when it mattered most, when the pressure was on, Misfits saw their window of opportunity. Misfits want to fight for first. They are poised to end. It is Rekkles versus the world.
They have to go for it. They just have to commit. Rekkles to have Elder Dragon. 10 seconds on Jankos. Mykix up soon. I think they're just gonna win.
Misfits make a miracle happen to bring the game back and to hold on to first place in the LEC.
I'm absolutely shocked. How did they find that? G2 had a 10,000 gold lead. They had 2 Barons, a Mountain Soul. They outscaled.
Caedrel, that was the biggest comeback of LEC 2021.
That wasn't a comeback, that was the biggest, the craziest end I've ever seen. How can they just win a fight with Elder Dragon like that out of nowhere and just end the game?